Welcome back, guys, to Kieran Horn CFB, and today we're going to be talking about my local college football team, and that's the Cincinnati Bearcats. Just a few miles up the road, Nippert Stadium has played host to an exceptional Cincinnati team over the past few years. But before we get into the video, remember to hit the thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't like it, leave a comment down below telling me videos you'd like to see next, or what you liked about this video. Remember to hit subscribe, click the bell notification so you can get notifications of when I upload. Now, the Bearcats' historic 3-year run with Coach Fickell has kind of shocked everyone, going a combined 22-2 across the past 2 seasons behind the arm of Desmond Ridder and a suffocating defense led by Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant. The Bearcats dominated all but 2 opponents across those 2 seasons. Bama and Georgia, if you were wondering, the only teams they actually lost out to. Where'd they go from here, though? They lost their record-setting QB and one of the best secondaries in college football. Has Coach Fickell set the Bearcats up for success? Let's take a look at the Bearcats as they prepare to continue their dominance and start preparing for their 2023 move to the Big 12, which will actually be the Big 14 till Oklahoma and Texas piss off to the SEC to get bullied. Let's start with the offense, though, and the player we are most excited to see. That's Evan Prater. Prater is a former 4-star recruit and Cincinnati native out of Wyoming High School. Yeah, I know it's a little bit confusing that there's a school in Cincinnati called Wyoming. You know, there's a Pittsburgh High School in California, so it is what it is at this point. But he dazzled scouts as he climbed his way to the number 6 dual threat quarterback in his recruiting class. To quote Andy Moore from his article that he actually did about Evan Prater recently, it's actually currently live on full10yards.com. You should go check it out. I will leave a link to that in the description down below, so you can go check it out. Andy is also over on Twitter at AJMoore21, so you can go check him out and look about all his great tweets about Florida State. I know, you can roll your eyes, but the guy knows his stuff. With his distinctive hair and dual threat ability, Prater has earned a lot of Colin Kaepernick comparisons. He stands at 6'5" with a lean frame that perfectly suits his style of play. That style of play is very much the modern all-around playmaking QB, incorporating RPOs, QB runs, and play action in abundance. And Andy is completely right. Evan does what you want a modern quarterback to do. He can run almost any system, make almost any throw on the field. And while Desmond Ridder was a fantastic athlete, Prater is just that little bit better, which, is crazy, because Ridder is just a beast, but people just focus on his arm, which is actually what we're going to talk about. Now, while he doesn't have the aforementioned rocket arm of his predecessor, Falcons rookie Desmond Ridder, Prater does have the advantage when it comes to his athletic ability, the amount of time he's had to learn the offense before jumping in. Offensive coordinator Gino Guidolini is going to have this offense tailored for Prater to do some damage, provided he beats out Eastern Michigan transfer Ben Bryant, which I don't want to disparage Ben Bryant. I think he was a very good MAC quarterback. I don't think he's going to beat out Prater. Prater is just that good. He is absolutely fantastic. But Prater won't be alone out there. The Bearcats recently added LSU transfer and fellow Cincinnati native Corey Kiner in the backfield, who will complement senior back Ryan Montgomery and junior back Charles McClellan perfectly. As for pass catchers, Jane Thomas, Scott Tyler, and Trey Tucker will be lining up most drives with standout tight end Josh Wiley returning for another shot of glory with the Bearcats. If Prater is even half as good as advertised, Cincy could very well give the players another good shot and match them up with a team like Michigan. They might make it to the finals. But on the other side of the ball, Mike Tressel has a plethora of talent to replicate the dominating defense Cincy has become known for. Despite losing such huge names as Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant, the Bearcats will still have Taj Ward, Arquan Bush, and Sammy Anderson in the secondary, keeping opposing QBs in check, while Jabari Taylor and Malik Vann are coming off the edge every single play, trying to suffocate the quarterback. Wilson Huber, Tyvan Fossen, and Jareem Thomas will also lock down the middle of the field. Some excellent linebackers. This Bearcats defense is truly formidable and could be the difference become playoff time, provided they make the postseason, which, I think they probably will. Now, Cincinnati will be opening their season against Arkansas, and that could very prove to be the toughest test of the year, at least early on. Playoffs should be the goal for the Bearcats this season, and with them gearing up to finally play Power 5 football in 2023, an early win against Arkansas will prove that they mean business, and joining the likes of Baylor and Iowa State isn't a bridge too far for a program on the brink of greatness. Provided Coach Fickell stays in Queen City, given the amount of jobs he's turned down, that does look likely. It's set for if his alma mater, Ohio State, comes calling. I like the Bearcats to be another one of these top programs in college football. Now, I'm not suggesting they're going to be an Alabama or a Clemson or something of, that caliber. But they're building something really special here. The energy around this team in the city has been fantastic. Now, I know the Bengals have given everyone a lift in this city, and everyone's looking at Joe Burrow as the savior of Cincinnati sports because, goddamn, the Reds are a really bad baseball team. But this Cincinnati Bearcats team, I think, has the potential to be truly special. Now, they are going to have to face tough hurdles, and I think the Big 12 is going to provide a reasonable challenge for them. Now, their first year in the Big 12, they are actually going to have to contend with two heavyweight programs, and I say that with big air quotations for one of the teams, Texas, and then Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma's lost Lincoln Riley, and, their star quarterback's gone to USC to follow his coach. And that is very good for the Bearcats. So they're only going to get to play Oklahoma in their first year in the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken about how the times line up. That's very good for the Bearcats. If they can beat a team like Oklahoma, maybe have a shot at the Big 12, or as it will be called at the time, Big 14 championship, this is going to just shoot their recruiting through the roof. Now, the only real school that people, get the big recruits in Ohio is Ohio State. But if you look at the recruiting tracker right now, the Bearcats have the number 5 recruiting class in the country. I've had to update this script multiple times to get this fact across. It is absolutely ridiculous. And like I said earlier in the video, Evan Prater is potentially going to be that X Factor guy. Corey Kiner as well. He's an LSU transfer, so I'm very familiar with his play style. He actually used to play for Roger Bacon High School, which is just down the road from me. And he's going to be a fantastic back. He's shifty. He's fast. He reminds me of Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he could run a little bit faster. I don't know if that makes sense. He's not really a downhill guy, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But Corey Kiner's got that speed, and he can really hurt you if you get him out to the boundaries. Fantastic player. But I digress. This Cincinnati Bearcats team is truly something special. And if you're excited to see what these guys can do, definitely tune in week 1 against Arkansas. I'm pretty sure that's who they're playing week 1. But tune in. It's going to be a fun game, and we're going to see if they can hang with an SEC school. I know you guys hate on the SEC sometimes because they, the preferential conference, but it is the best conference in college football. There's no denying that. And while Arkansas isn't this powerhouse team, that's a very good team for Cincinnati to test. In their first game of the season, Evan Prater is going to need to be ready. And I think he can do it. Coach Fickell, you have built a fantastic program, and I can't wait to see what you do next with this team. As for me, I've been Kieran Horn, CFB. Like I said at the beginning of the video, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Remember to subscribe, click the bell icon to make sure notifications are turned on. And before I see you guys in the next one, I've got a very special guest coming on for a podcast interview of sorts this week. And that's a Texas A&M commit. I'm not going to give you his name now, but you'll see later in the week who that is. Thank you very much for tuning in. Very much appreciate you guys giving me your time and listening to my musings on college football. As always, an article version of this video can be found over on full10yards.com. If you want to check them over on Twitter, it is at full10yardscfb for the college football handle and at full10yards for the NFL handle. Thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I will see you in the next one.